and welcome back to our live. So stay with us for the next 30, 50 minutes. We will have a small discussions with five different companies from Belgium, and more specifically from Wallonia. The first of them being Scritch & Co. So Scritch & Co, Dr. Scritch, the name of the brand. It's a breakfast cereal company which was launched 3 years ago. And what is special about it, so I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but to best describe it, so they really resemble the cereals that you can see in American movies, and the other ones that they offer are the ones that I particularly enjoy, the chocolate-filled ones. So I am here with Antonio, the co-founder of the company. So Antonio, could you first tell us why you launched this company?
So why I launched Dr. Screech? First of all, you have to know that before I had Dr. Screech, I had a cereal bar in Brussels. Do I have to look there? Yeah.
Yes.
I had a cereal bar in Brussels, so it was a place where you had more than 100 different cereals, and it was a magic place with a lot of color. It was really a nice place where you want to stay. They was very happy, and we opened it in 2020. 1 month before COVID. When COVID arrived, I had to close my business. And when I closed the business, I saw that we had a lot of cereals in the world. But when you look in Belgium, France, all Europe, I would say, you don't have as much cereals as you have in the United States. So that's why the idea started to launch my own cereal brand called Dr. Screech with my co-founder Jan Drouet. He's not there today because he's working, but that's the story behind Dr. Screech.
Okay, and so you already have different points of sale. So you are present in France, Belgium, and Luxembourg. So are you looking to further expand in other markets? And what is your presence eventually in each? Like, is France a good market for you?
So yeah, we started the business first in Belgium with some, I don't know how you say in English, franchisé, it's franchise shops. And we started there in small shops. And later we expanded in France. Why in France? Because we had an answer when we were sending emails to warehouses in France. So we started in France to do our main business with Leclerc, also Intermarché, a lot of supermarket chains in France. Then I would say after 2 years, we introduced our cereal brand in Intermarché Belgium. It was our first business partner in Belgium. Last week we deliver Carrefour Belgium, and in France we're gonna introduce in the next months two major retailers. I cannot say who, but it's gonna be a big success for us. Small success, but it's the beginning. And we also started to send in Armenia. It's another country, and Luxembourg. To start, and in the next coming years, maybe we will go in other continents. But I think that if we already have a good place in Belgium, France, Luxembourg, and Netherlands, it's already a good start.
And what are the unique considerations when developing a product for children, especially since it was quite brand new for you because you had your cereal bar, but maybe you were more targeting adults? And actually, who are your customers now?
My customers now, but it's not only for children because I think we are all big children. I'm a big child. We are all big children. So yeah, when you see the packaging, you think about it. It's for children because we have a lot of colors, and like I told you before, I had a cereal bar, and when I created my brand, I want to, it was very symbolic, that cereal bar. It was my first business, and I would like to do something similar than the cereal bar. So we bring that colors in Dr. Screech. We bring a fancy doctor. It's not a doctor like the doctor when you go to when you're sick. It's like in France and Belgium you have a Docteur Maboul. It's a crazy doctor that brings joy during the breakfast, and that's what we want to bring.
And so this being said, who are actually your largest customers? Because as you said, we are all children, and as far as I'm concerned, I consume cereals every single day since I'm a kid. So who actually buys your product?
My product, who buys the products? The dads and moms for the children. So children are our main target, but the parents need to buy. That's why we also have to convince the parents to buy our product. When you see we have a very good quality product, even if it looks with a lot of colors, it's a very good product with BRC certification, EFC certification. So we're a good brand. So we want to we want the purchase, but children are the main target.
Right. And actually, what are today the main concerns of parents? So have their consideration when they're buying cereals for the kids. Has this evolved? What is the mentality now? And do you need to take this into consideration when developing, I don't know, your marketing or even just your product?
It's a good question, and I have a lot of time this question. For me, the breakfast, it's a moment of pleasure, and we bring pleasure and joy. A lot of times people say to me, "Yeah, there is sugar. Yeah, there is sugar, but where is no sugar?" That's the question. If you want to eat a pancake, you want to eat cereal, if you want to eat, I don't know, everything you eat there is sugar. So sugar is not bad. You can eat sugar. It's just you don't have to eat one whole box a day. But if you eat a cereal bowl every morning, it's okay. It's just a pure pleasure moment.
And as you said, your main target remains kids. And talking about this, so you have you're active on different platforms, like you even have your Instagram account. So maybe you are directly in touch with them. If that is the case, what are they sensitive to? What it is that they're looking for? What are they interested in?
Yeah, we are active on Instagram and Facebook. I'm doing the community management, so I do it. To be honest, it's difficult as a new brand. When I had the cereal bar, it was very easy to promote the business. But now that we have the cereal brand as a brand, it's difficult to catch the attention because, as you may know, you cannot target children on social media. When you do some ads, it's not allowed. So we try to keep that fancy and nice visuals on our social media, but also we communicate a lot on LinkedIn. Why? Because first we have to be distributed, so we need to how do you say in English? Wait, I'm looking for the word. You need to convince the buyers to first put the products in the shops, and then I think there will be a lot of work for the children. But and I also need to know more about TikTok because I heard about it. I don't know how it works, but I know there is a lot of things to do. So in 2025 we will also see to develop that social network because I think there is a lot of potential.
But as you say, so given your previous experience with your cereal bar, and the reasoning behind this was that there was not enough offering on the market of cereals. So there are a lot of products and tastes that were missing today on the market. And this being said, are you looking to expand your portfolio of products or eventually go in other markets? What are the plans?
So the plans is first we want to put that range everywhere was possible, like I told before. And then we would like to introduce in 2025 maybe 2 new flavors. We have some ideas for the moment, we keep them for ourselves, but we have some ideas of 2 new flavors. And I think we would also like to extend, you say that? Extend? Yeah. in the breakfast, how do you say? The breakfast range. So maybe do some cereal bars. We want to make new products. First, we focus on the cereals because we want to get known as a cereal brand. But after, of course, we need to make something in new products. Why? Because we have a very nice character, and I think we have good ideas. We want to bring new products, so it will be the plan also. But first of all, we will work with these ones and the 2 new flavors that we'll see the day, I hope, in 2025.
And what type? Because just right before the interview, you told me that you actually expanded and developed internally, incrementally. So there was no business partners for the moment. But are you eventually looking for ones?
Yeah. Yeah. We are only 2 in the company, so there is me, there is Jan Druyer, who's my co-founder, my partner, and the little story behind that. I was also a personal trainer, and Jan is a pharmacist, and Jan was my client. So that's how we met, and we are only two. He's my big friend. He's my big friend. He's also. It's better like this. He's my big friend. He's also like a dad. Like he know a lot about business. He learned a lot, and for the moment we keep it for us. For us, we work with students a lot. We will see when we will introduce new people, but I think we will need it because we are against two major competitors. The biggest one, they are in the top 10 of the biggest companies in the world, so we will need it.
Okay, well, thank you very much for this great interview, and I wish all the best for the rest of your endeavors. Let's head to the next. Hi everyone and welcome back. We're here at the stand of Marshall Food, which was founded by two young entrepreneurs. And what is special about this company is that it focuses on the production of two products, so cotton candy and popcorn. So Simon, you are the sales manager at Marshall Food. So can you tell us why they chose to specialize on these two products?
We chose to specialize on these two products because we really wanted to create something new in the treats offer in Belgium. So cotton candy was not really developed when my bosses create the brand, and they developed like 15 different tastes for the cotton candies and 3 tastes for the popcorns. We decided to create a bit less popcorn because now we've got it's a bit more competitive than it was before. So that's why we focus on the best sellers.
All right, and it seems, if I'm not wrong, that the company is still quite young, but still it grew very rapidly. So how has that success manifested so far? So, and in your views, what factors made your product that successful?
It's definitely because before to create the range and the brand with the cotton candy and the popcorns, my bosses had a distribution company, so we introduced our brand in our distribution company. So we already had a network in Belgium, and it was quite easily for us to introduce our products.
Okay. And talking about maybe the distribution, so you produce so your own brand, but you can also produce for others. So how does that work? So and how do you adapt the products to the others, the needs? What is it that you're looking for?
It really depends on what what
But what
our
is feasible?
sorry what.
What is feasible?
For now, we've got different prestators in France with our with the private labels,
Okay.
but I will not tell them because we're not here to talk about them. We're here to talk about us. But yeah, we can create a complete new range. We've got the 15 tastes that we can adapt for the other companies with new stickers, new visuals. But we also can create some new tastes if they want. It really depends on what people need.
And what is the scale? For example, is there a minimum order? What kind of partnerships can you form with companies?
We're looking for real good partnerships, so we don't have big scales. It's like one pallet, so 135 boxes, and one boxes contain 8 cups of cotton candies or popcorn.
And where do you actually sell all your products? And is it is the distribution the same whether for popcorns and cotton candy?
We've got 3 tastes of popcorn, so it's a bit. We sell less popcorn than cotton candy because we've got 15 tastes. We essentially sell in Belgium, in the classical retail and the ethnical retail in Belgium. And we also sell in Luxembourg, in the north of France, and a bit in the Netherlands too. So we're here to keep developing our distribution centers.
Okay. And who are the main customers of both popcorns and cotton candy?
Children, of course. But everyone who keeps a little children in him can buy products. It's like good memories for adults. I mean.
All right. And indeed, so we just talked about it a little bit, but your product seems well suited for exports. Of course, it seems quite easy to eventually to distribute. There is no issues with expiry dates. So, do you have other international expansion plan?
Of course, that's why we are here. If we did not have international expansion goals, we would not be here. First, we're gonna focus on to keep developing the France, but we are looking for mostly European countries and maybe somewhere else in the world. It will depend on the opportunities that we will have.
All right. And if I remember well, at the very beginning of the interview, you said that on the market there were some flavors that were not so well developed, right? So, what is actually really demanded, and what type of flavor or
Like childhood flavors, I would say our bestseller are definitely raspberry, strawberry. We've got also the violet, who's like national candy in Belgium. It's not really known in the other countries, but we make them try and they really like it. So we are selling like every taste are good sellers, but raspberry, violet, and strawberries are really the bestseller, the top three bestsellers.
Okay. And how is SIAL going so far for you?
Pretty good. It's going pretty good. We've got really good contacts here. Really interesting meeting. So we can't wait to see what's going to happen to us. Yes, what's going to happen to us after the CL. We will keep in touch with our contacts and see what we can do and keep growing and keep developing.
And talking about this, what are the development plan of the company Marshall Food? For example, in 3 years, how would the company look like eventually?
That's a good question. We hope to be positioned in one of the bestseller of cotton candy bestsellers, sorry, in Belgium, and trying to make a real big place in Europe. And for that, we plan to go to the SIAL in January in Lyon, and we're going to the ISM in February to Cologne. So we keep showing us and make more visibility about our company.
And maybe just one last question. I don't know if you have the information about it, but how is the market, generally speaking, of cotton candy and the popcorn going? Yeah. What are the perspectives?
Generally, people are like, "Oh, that's so funny! I've got some cotton candy. It's not usual to see it on exhibition like this." So they're like really curious. So that's why we've got a lot of connection on this exhibition. So we will see. Only time can tell what's going to happen.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, and maybe see you in 2 years.
Yes, maybe. I hope. I hope. See you.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry, we're here with La Chocolaterie Galère, and for those who may not know it, La Chocolaterie Galère is one of Belgium's most iconic chocolate houses. So it has a story spanning 40 years, and it has a presence on absolutely every continent. And today I'm here with Bernard, who is an export copilot, that's a fancy name, at La Chocolaterie Galère. So Bernard, could you tell us about La Chocolaterie Galère and how is the company today?
Thank you. Well, for the one who may not know the Chocolaterie Galère, it's one of the most iconic chocolaterie in Belgium. It is hard to go in any super or hypermarket in Belgium without having our product on one of those shelves. From a quality point of view, I would say that it's a high quality chocolate, but I'm not really the one, I would say, to demonstrate or to explain about this. I think that the most self-explanatory element to demonstrate this is that we have been awarded back some years ago as official provider to the royal family, and that's probably a high standard recognitions that only 8 chocolate makers have got in Belgium. About the chocolaterie, back in 2020 we have embarked on complex, we transformed completely, I would say, our company, and we moved to a purpose-driven company, meaning that all the decisions that we take within the company are taking into consideration people, their impact on the people and the impact on the planet. If I look a bit at our product, we are most known for chocolate with a filling inside. We associate chocolate, dark, milk, white with a various number of different filling, ranging from, of course, the classical hazelnut to coffee, pistachio, raspberry. And to address this to the different market, we decline our chocolate in different formats, ranging from 70 grams to 45 grams bar, to 12 grams bar or 5 grams mini bars that we offer to our different consumers.
And talking about those markets, so I just mentioned that you are on every continent, but more precisely, how are you deployed internationally?
Okay. Well, I think from an export point of view, and I'm the one in that business, so the most important for me is what my colleagues are able to do on our home market. So the best start to do export is your local foundations, and I think that there we have really strong foundations with a large number, not even consumers, I would talk about lovers. This is how they came out, I would say, in the surveys that we make within Belgium, and from those foundations that we spread throughout the 5 continents. But to put figures back into perspective, about roughly 70% of the business is done within Belgium, and 30% of our overall business is made worldwide on the different continents. I think that the most important for us is not really to develop numerically, but more on the quality of what we do in those different countries, and also to stabilize and to grow our activity. We have several subsidiaries to better, I would say, enable us to develop in those countries, and we have subsidiaries in Japan, in Luxembourg, in France, where we have most of our businesses. Otherwise, to be very precise, we are in about 40 countries worldwide.
Okay, and what about the growth in each of these markets?
Again, as we prefer quality to spreading our efforts everywhere, we work with a business plan that we worked 3-5 years, depending. But if I go to the export activity, we are in a 3 years business plan where the objective is to double our export revenue right now, and therefore becoming one of the fastest growing department within Galère. So the focus is really now to develop international.
And yeah, talking about the development, so what type are you eventually looking for a new partnership, and are you looking to establish partnership with local distributors or retailers in these key markets?
Yeah, of course, Galère remains a small size business when you put it on an international perspective. Roughly, it's 170 employees, so therefore it's a pretty small business. But we therefore need to rely on the partners international. So we look for partners, and we look for people that share, of course, the same passion for chocolate, but also the same value. I talked about a purpose-driven company with people and planet in the heart of all our decision. We look for those kind of partners, because if you don't share the same value, then there is no need, I would say, or you have really little chance to succeed.
And what is interesting about Chocolaterie Galère is that, well, it is it spans a history of 40 years. But in 2020, there has been a dramatic shift. Like you completely focused all your strategy around sustainability. So how has that impacted your offering, but also your entire value chain and supply chain?
Well, true. In 2020, we have really shifted the company in a purpose-driven company where, as I've mentioned, people, planet is always in the heart of all our decision. It's of course impact your overall, because you talk about supply chain. It's obvious that when you start to look to source your products or to source packages or even to look for different partners, I go back to the point that you need to share the same values. It's useless to go with partners that we say in French, qui se ressemble s'assemble. If you don't fit, if you don't match, that you know that your partnership is not gonna work out. But going back to 2020, this shift has been extremely important. We believe that the business needs to be done differently, and we also believe that we need to be a model. Us corporate, us individual. If we rely only on the politics, to bring those changes in every way, when we see climate changes and everything that's going on, you need to be an example, and that's what really we try to bring into the activity and to be an example in the chocolate manufacturing business.
And concretely, how has this impacted the revenues of the company? Because there is definitely a demand for sustainable products, or all products made with those practices. But concretely, how has that enabled you to eventually push your sales, for example?
I take the point, but with the project that we have, it's not a project that we have done to grow our revenue. It's really a project that we believe in, and we know that the world must change. And therefore, measuring the impact of what we do on a social perspective or on an environmental perspective, for us, for me, that would biaise the overall global objective of this purpose-driven company.
Okay, and did this move align and support your, international sales objective, though?
Yes, of course, because you feel that you're not alone in this world. There are also people looking for partners having the same values, products sharing those same values. So definitely it does help us, I would say, in moving forward. Now, not all the region have got the same priorities, has got the same, how should I say, feeling or values or belief in those changes. So it's true that from one region to another, we adapt our cursus and we how should I say, enhance certain elements compared to some others. But definitely I go back to the point that it's a project that you must believe in, and therefore you must also believe in the partners that should believe in the same value as yours.
And talking about this, so what are some of the initiatives that Galère is exploring eventually, and maybe to enhance its appeal to customers?
Well, we continue, of course, doing some development, whether it's innovation with our products, new recipes, new flavors, new type of consumption, in terms of size of product. But also, we, how should I say, we worked typically on, when we talk about planet and social impact, we also have some innovation in our nutritional charter as an example. So where we want to bring reduce, of course, the sugar in our chocolate, but also bring more fiber. So those innovations are on several stages, of course, from a taste, flavor point of view, but we also bring innovation to answer certain of our belief and values. And that was one of the examples. But I go back that rather doing some greenwashing, we have, I would say, a corporate social responsibility report that we publish every 2 years, which contains 120 pages. So I'm not going to go through all those initiatives that we have, but I would highly recommend to all, all people to have a look at our website, and I invite them to read our report. But it's really self-talkative.
Maybe I will have one last question, and it's because, well, chocolate is definitely a specialty from Belgium, but who are actually the main consumers of chocolate?
You talk about Galère, or you talk chocolate consumers in general?
Well, your biggest market for Galère.
Yeah. First of all, I go back to Galère and maybe the national market where we are extremely strong. I go back, we find people who are passionate, who are lovers, and probably the number one statement that we would have for Galère is the taste. So it's consumers that would look for taste.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I wish you all the best with your initiatives.
Thank you very much.
See you in 2 years maybe. Bye-bye. back. We are here with a company named Café Liégeois, a company which has been roasting and packaging coffee since 1955. And they do so also under their own brand, which is called the Charles Liégeois. Um, uh, and it is a brand which is sold already in 30 countries. So I'm here with its sales manager. So could you tell us what Café Liégeois is today? What is the brand like?
So today, Café Liégeois is so the name of the company, like you said, but Charles Liégeois is a company who is owned by two brothers now. So it's a family-owned company. 100% so of the shareholders are family, and we are selling, like you said, in about 30 different countries, mainly coffee. But so the core business is roaster, but we are also suppliers of different varieties of product commodities in the out-of-home business in Belgium, and we have also a department for the exportation.
And so companies can come to you for coffee roasting, right? So let's imagine we are a foreign company who is in need of roasted coffee. What options would you offer us, and at what scale?
Okay, first of all, I would ask what are the needs of my customer. So it depends, of course, if he's going to ask like a private label or our own brands. And then we can focus on some of the commodities in the coffee. The coffee can be sold, for example, in like Pat Senseo or Dolce Gustos, Nespresso, ground coffee or beans. So it depends very much of the market. If the market also is mature enough, we may ask more details about the single portions, because we are really strong, because one of the assets of a company is also the technology. So we own a lot of technology to respond to the needs of the customer. And if we talk about, for example, the capsules, Nespresso capsules, we have it in aluminum capsules or with capsules who are bio-compostable. So this is also a big change and a big move today's for more sustainability.
All right. And if my company also wants you to handle the packaging, what are your creative capabilities, for example?
Well, so we have internally a marketing department
Okay.
who can, of course, take in charge some of the needs of the customer. But moreover, we can also discuss about R&D projects. So see if you would like, for example, a coffee with aromatic flavors or with 10 instead of 20 in a box, we can still imagine and together make a plan to improve the packaging or to see that it fits really well to your needs.
And what is actually your differentiating asset? So is it your eventually sourcing practices, roasting expertise, or sustainability initiatives?
Yeah, there are a lot of different things, but I would like just to point that the fact that we are also a family company, we are really flexible. We are really flexible to listen to the needs and to try to respond the best to the needs of the customer. We have so the technology. This is also an advantage for us. Also, our sustainability engagement, I think, is a point that we have to point it out, because nowadays there are a lot of compliance with all regulations, and our company has really helped through an accompanying business, somebody from outside the company who is helping us to respond to those new compliance. And I think that's something really, really important that the big companies are looking after nowadays. It's to be compliant to all those regulations, but moreover about certifications. So we are also IFS, so it's the quality standard, and the quality in our company also try to respect all those things and to get all the time the best level in those.
All right. And has it been long since you have all those certifications? And if so, how did this help you to increase your sales eventually?
So I don't remember. I'm only there since 9 years in the company, but I would say that for the moment, if we don't have the certification, we would not be able to sell abroad, for example. So it it has become essential for us if we want to sell more in foreign countries. This is essential to have those labels or certifications.
And coffee is actually a competitive market, and the prices are vastly driven by a handful of very large companies. So when it comes to sourcing, what type of deals do you have? Do you go for local suppliers or very large ones?
So by Charles Liégeois, it's Michel Liégeois, the owner of the company, one of the two owners, who is sourcing the beans. He is working with, of course, traders. We have some of traders with whom we work already since a long time. Some are really specific. For example, if we look after an organic or a fair trade coffee, he knows with who he has to work with. But otherwise, it happens also to work directly with the small cooperatives, and there we try to launch also to develop really a good collaboration with them through funds. So we have like a program, socially and environmentally program that helps them really concretely on the field, like to give more education for the kids, for example, or to improve the way of digging, or the way of planting, of drying the coffee, for example.
And so your brand, as said earlier, your brand Charles Liégeois is sold in 30 countries. But so do you tailor your offerings or eventually marketing strategies to these specific regions?
Not so far. Um, why? Because of the staff. So we are trying to improve our distribution through fairs like this, like today. It's the best way for us for the moment to improve it time by time. We would like definitely to improve our strategy about the exportation through focusing first on the European market, because we think it's closer and it's easier also to deal with. But otherwise, we are available for other opportunities more abroad, of course. So first of all, more European, and then afterwards on the other countries.
And what are the main challenges actually that you're facing today?
But the biggest challenge for the moment is the sustainability and all the compliance with the new regulations. AUDR, for example, for the deforestations. So we have to guarantee by all the chain that our products come from small coffee farmers that have planted their crops and they field before I think it's 5 or 10 years. So that means that it asks us, and it asks also at our supplier a lot of analysis and a lot of research that costs a lot to prove that we are environmentally good and neutral for the planet. So another big challenge that we are facing is also the price. The price increase. It's like in the cocoa. So the coffee, it's a tough world for the moment, and really competitive as well. So this is a big challenge concerning also not only the price that we are having from the field, the price of the raw material, but also trying to keep an added value and a margin with the distribution, because it's really tough also, and we feel that the margins also are going down. So it's a challenge, and the best way is always to see that like a partnership, a real partnership on one hand with the farmers, on the other hand with also the great distribution.
And talking about this, so what are the qualities or values that you're looking for in eventually business partners? Are there any specific industries or market you're targeting?
One of the mission of Charles Liégeois is to be able to give a healthy and generous coffee to all the people. So that means that goes to three pillars: generosity for the planet, generosity for the people, and generosity in taste. So we are always looking after partners that gives us also this reinsurance. So the flavors is really important. So in our business, the roasting process, the slow roasting process can be really an advantage, because that means that we keep in mind that coffee is not only a hot drink, but it's something that can also give a difference in terms of taste. That means that we have a very good quality in terms of beans. On the other hand, we'll have to be really cautious and make a focus on the organic and fair trade. That also will give us legitimacy in the future, concerning also the respect for the earth and for the people, I would say.
Okay, maybe one quick last question, because you were talking about the challenges of the market and the fact that now players really need to have their added value. So how do you see the company evolving, and how do you think that you can have your differentiating asset?
In the market, you mean how we could do? We will try to keep it simple, to be transparent, honest, and to work with a good partnership, safe conditions for people that are working in the fields, but also for us maybe to implement also a strategy based on what we do for the moment in Belgium, but also worldwide afterwards. So that means that there still is a lot of work to do. But I think I talked about the pillars of our mission. That are the ways that we can maybe keep improving the market and have our own place on the market, I think.
Okay, interesting. So thank you very much for all those
You're welcome.
information.
You're welcome.
And maybe see you in 2 years.
Yes, of course.
We will head to the very last company now. Hi, welcome back. We're here with Alfiero, the very last company with which we will be discussing today, and I'm here with Serhat, the co-founder of Alfiero. So for the little story, Alfiero is a company which started in 2016 from the family kitchen, and it actually really rapidly expanded. So at first it was in the family kitchen, then you moved to a 100 square meter facility, then a 1,000 square meter facility, and now you even have a fully automated one.
Exactly.
But so in the first instance, why did you even launch this company? What's the story behind this?
It's an ambition that, as I was very young, I wanted to create a company in my youngest age. So we are in the family kitchen. I create products. We developed the company. So it's a restaurant, Turkish restaurant, and I wanted to create a dessert for the new menu because I have finished the food hostelry school and get my diploma from French cuisine and international cuisine. So I finished the school, take the restaurant of my parents, and wanted to change the menu. And we are so passionate and perfectionist. We have created a dessert which is so perfectly structured and so sweet and smooth. So success story was started in the kitchen, and slowly pastry, and then a market, and then a restaurant wanted our dessert. I had a vision, wanted to create a dessert for everyone, and today, 8 years after, this vision was concretized. So yeah, it was started in a family kitchen, exactly.
Okay.
Somali.
And so I understand that the recipe is really contributed to the success of the company, but tiramisu is already a well-known product, widespread. I mean, we can find tiramisu everywhere, made by a lot of key different players. So is there something else than maybe the recipe that explains your success? Is it a product market fit, a good marketing, good sales? What is it?
I mean, the first one is our passion because we have to create a product which is so perfectly created. Secondly, it was the marketing we have developed. We have do so many development for different customer and on different markets and meet so many people talking about the product. So slowly we have started with people who talk about us, and the growth have started on that. And now it's a complete marketing and industrial development that we have developed for the customer. Yeah.
And who are your main customers talking about this today? Because, as said, we already have a lot of different brands who produce tiramisu. So how did you manage to sell it?
We work with food service first, food service, restaurant, fast food. For example, many development in deliveries, Deliveroo, takeaway, yeah. And then we're working with retail also, gas station. We sell to different markets, so product is so adaptable to different market. And first we have started in food service, but now it's open to different market. And we have also developed a product which is without label for pastries and restaurant who don't want to use any packaging on the product, and explain that is homemade product, because the recipe from the beginning never changed. It's a homemade recipe, but we have developed it in industrial way, and we developed to different flavor. So yeah. Sorry.
Okay, but so if I'm not wrong, you produce under your own brand, right? But you can also produce for under other private labels. So how does that work in this case? What can you provide, and at what scale now that you have this fully automated site?
So to talk about the first fully automated line that we have installed in 23, we have about 13 steps in the production line. We can dose biscuit, we can dose variegato that we call sauce, the cream, and today we work for brand who want private label for their retail markets, or we created a brand packaging for restaurant chain who have about 100 to 500 restaurants, 1,000 restaurants, and we create tiramisu under their name. So we work with MOQ. We are very flexible, and we start from there. First, we talk about what the customer need, which recipe, which layer in the cup, and after this development, we talk about the MOQ and the quantity that we will develop for them. Yeah.
And what is their advantage for them to partner with you instead of other companies?
The advantage is high flexibility at high production rates. On the other hand, as I told, we are passionate, so the product that we develop is so perfectly assembled. We work on the recipe, we work on the ingredient. We are master in tiramisu market because, as I say, is the recipe from grandma from Italy. So mascarpone cheese, cream, eggs, and for the people who want the dessert tiramisu under their brand, we are exactly the good person for this kind of need. Yeah.
And is it easy to export your product because it is quite fresh? So I understand that there must be at least a little challenge to export it.
Exactly. So today, first we work with West Europe, France, Holland, Germany. We work with Saudi Arabia also. We have started this year. So it's not easy because we have so many challenges with the world have some war and something like that. So about the logistic part is not easy, but from our part to develop the product is very fast and easy. But we have to challenge the logistic part on the deliveries and the temperature, controlled temperature. And it's frozen product first when we do the delivery. And after defrost, we have 3 days to eat the product. And we're working on the shelf life today after defrost. So the product we sell today is frozen. 1 year shelf life by box. So it's very easy and fast to develop that. Yeah.
Okay, so you just mentioned Saudi Arabia. So what are eventually your other expansion plans? Do you aim to grow in other countries?
Yeah, today we work on France. We are on the SIAL because we want to develop in North America.
Okay.
We work on West Europe. We want to develop in the whole Europe. And why not in the Middle East or Asia? So we are open to the whole world today if we want to develop our product because it's very standardized. And as you know, the whole world know what is a tiramisu. Just we have revisited that without alcohol, gelatin, and coffee. And yeah, everyone can eat our dessert. Even the small people, children, or elderly people can eat the product. Yeah.
And talking about this, as you said, so anyone can consume tiramisu. So from your perspective, who are the biggest consumers of tiramisu? Whether it's in the segments, so children, elderly, or even if it's a market, like a country, who's the biggest consumers?
Today our biggest market is France because it's a product revisited and know with everyone. So it's a styled product in France, but the most people who like our dessert is women,
Okay.
but everyone can eat our product. It's a dessert and it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, and everyone can eat our product. But children eat, elderly people eat. It's just your moment when you eat our product. Yeah.
And talking about this, in my opinion, one of the specialty of your tiramisu is that it is alcohol-free and gelatin-free, while normally in the traditional recipe there is alcohol. So how did that support maybe your growth or the appeal to a larger audience?
So it's very easy because we have revisited the product and we have opened the product to all segments of market. We can talk about halal or kosher or I don't know. It's very open to every market, every type of people. We know at the SIAL is the 4th day we are there, and everyone from Japan, from Taiwan, from Africa, from America, the people taste the product, they like it. Some of them ask why you don't have coffee or alcohol, but we told them we are revisited. We have reviewed the product because we are in 2024, and yeah, it's our signature, our DNA to revisit things I think everything is revisited today, and why not a tiramisu? This is the question. Yeah.
Okay, so my last question would be like now we're at SIAL, everything is going, I think, perfectly for you, but in 3 years, how do you think the company will look like?
In 3 years, today we work between 3 to 5 million euro net worth, but we're going to develop on North America. We're going to do minimum, our target is to do minimum 10 million euro net worth. And yeah, we want to develop the company and again and again, and we want to the whole world know who are Alfiero and what they do. Yeah.
So little ambitions.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, thank you very much
Thank
for all
you
this
too.
information,
You're
and maybe I'll see you in 2 years.
Thank you very much. I hope to. Thank you.
Okay, so yes, that was the end. That was the very last company with which we discussed today. So it was definitely a pleasure for us, for me, to discover all those passionate entrepreneurs and discover all those innovative products. So I hope whoever you are, whether you're a hotel manager, distributor, we really hope that you gain valuable insights. And as far as we are concerned, maybe I'll see you in 2 years. Bye-bye.